Welcome to the Limitless Entrepreneur Podcast, your weekly dose of strategies and mindset tools to build a business in alignment with your purpose and to get you playing a bigger game. I'm your host, Nicole Lano. Hello, and welcome to the Limitless Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Lano, and it's just you and me today. We're going to be talking about something that has just come up in my world so much. I've had multiple clients come to me with this, new clients coming into my world and having this exact problem, dealing with this thing. I see this just come up over and over and over again. And I see this at every level. It shows up a little bit differently at each level. Someone who's just starting out has a different flavor, but it's of the same thing. And that's the thing that I have been so drawn to lately. I feel like the universe is calling to me and telling me, talk about this. This is something you help with. You're uniquely good at helping. And I've given you all of these people to show you that this is a topic for you, that other people, if there's many people who are coming into my world, have this problem. And this is that cornerstone piece that we pull out, we heal this, we fix this, we shift this, and everything starts to change. That to see that and how powerful the work is, this is my cue. I have to talk about this. So this is where we are. And the way that what normally happens, people come to me, and this is what has been happening lately. People come to me and they have a big goal. They have a goal. And like I said, that goal is different for each person. But the stepping into taking that action, what I've seen with a lot of people who are stalling, who are plateauing and really frustrated because they're doing work, but it is a bit like they're spinning their wheels. It is a bit like they are, they're working to work, but they're not working to hit the goal. And they have fits and starts, lots of work for a little bit, and then they pull back, lots of work, pull back, a little bit of headway, and then we pull back. It's that thermostatic level that we talk about. If you've read The Big Leap, he talks about it as the upper limit problem. I've always referred to it as an inner glass ceiling, even before I read that book, called them inner glass ceilings. It's this thing, it's this level we have for ourselves that is set and we can't get past it and we don't know why. And what I have found, and we've talked about this on this show before in some way, but I want to talk about it a little bit differently today, is there's always some sort of crisis. There's always something that happens that causes these people to stay where they are. Now, it might be a big crisis, or it might be the same little thing that keeps coming up over and over and over again. So maybe it's they feel like they can't get leads. And we're asking, well, are you reaching out to people? Are you being visible? Are you showing up in groups and making yourself known? Are you connecting with people? Are you doing something to get the word out there? Are you doing something to put yourself out there? And the answer a lot of times will be no, or I'm doing it inconsistently, or I do it and then I don't do it, or they say it's not working, so it's a waste of my time. Now, what happens with this is when you put yourself out and then you pull back, where the effort is there at times in spurts, but it's not there consistently. The reason is you are being triggered by something in the action. And the key here is to ask, what am I feeling here? What don't I want to feel? Why am I stopping myself? I'm stopping myself to protect myself. Recognize that whenever you can't do something, whenever you're experiencing resistance, have compassion for yourself and remember that your body is just trying to protect you. Your brain is trying to protect you. But we don't want to be protected. That's not where the magical life that we are working toward exists. That's not where it lies. It lies in the unprotected. When we stop protecting ourselves, that's when we allow the magic in. Sure, things can't get to us when we're protecting ourselves, but the good stuff can't get to us either. So from a technical standpoint, from a biological standpoint, what is happening is if you are out in the world and you are doing something that is uncomfortable, that to your body and your brain feels unsafe, it's going to trigger your central nervous system to shift into high gear. You're going to go from a relaxed state, or what we call the sympathetic nervous system will be engaged, which is where creativity lies. It's where openness in your central nervous system, your body is relaxed, your breathing is nice and slow and deep, your vision is clear. And then when we get scared of something, we shift into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is high beta, which is a high frequency brainwave state of stress, extreme stress. It's also known as the fight, flight, or freeze mechanism. Now, what that does is your central nervous system is saying we are in danger. We're in danger. Now, the danger could be we don't know what's at this next level. The danger could be it's not safe for us to put ourselves out there because I believe that we're not good enough to be seen as a thought leader. So if that belief you have inside of you exists, and you believe in that more than anything else, you believe in that in that on a not just subconscious level, but in your body, where maybe you're reliving a trauma where someone called you stupid as a kid and that stayed with you. Or maybe your parent made you feel not good enough all your life. I have this. This is something that I've had to overcome. And I'll tell you, the work continues. No matter how much work I have done, it still continues to this day because, like they say, new level, new devil. Those things, it's like, okay, well, you were good enough for the level that you're at, but now you want something new. Oh, you're not good enough for that. You'll never make it up there. Who do you think you are? You think people are going to pay attention to you? You think you have something worth hearing? Think again. Nobody liked your last post. Nobody even commented. That negative voice, we think of it as in our head. And it is, the thoughts are in our head, but it's triggering something deep within our body that has an effect on our autonomic nervous system. So it's actually kicking us into gear where it's saying, you're going to embarrass yourself. So the brain says, this is not safe. If you're embarrassed, you could be embarrassed forever. Maybe that's going to destroy your business. If you put that out there, if you step out there at this level, if you start calling out a higher level client, you're going to lose the lower level clients that you have. And that's your bread and butter. You're going to lose your business. It's not going to work for you. Stepping into this next level is going to ruin everything. So your brain says, no, let's stop this. Trigger the fight, flight, or freeze. So that's why we procrastinate. That's why we spin our wheels, because we feel very productive. We feel like we're doing so much. It convinces us ourselves that we are working, but we're not. There's no actual intent for us to get there. It's done in such a way that we are self-sabotaging our results. And that's what happens when the parasympathetic nervous system is triggered. This is what a trigger is. It is a physical reaction from inside our body to say, don't go any further, run away, fight this, freeze, procrastinate, just do it tomorrow, do it later, you'll get to it next week. And that is the voice of safety, who wants to keep you right where you are. But we're not in the business of staying where we are. We're in the business of growth. We have aspirations. We have things that we want to achieve. And we've invested money, and we've invested time, and we've invested energy. And there are a few components to us getting that or not getting it. One of those components is to clear out the triggers that exist in our central nervous system and understanding what that fear is, what that belief is that's causing you to rerun this program over and over and over again. The program of you try to do this, central nervous system gets triggered, parasympathetic goes into effect, you're in fight, flight, or freeze. You either procrastinate, you run away and distract yourself, or you out and out just say it doesn't work and I don't need this. And you fight the person maybe telling you that this is a good move for you. You fight your intuition, it might be. That's never going to work. We argue with it. So that's how it plays out. And what we want to do is those things that are triggering that response in us, that automatic response, we want to interrupt that pattern, and we want to clear out and deactivate that trigger. Now, I have found that there are a few beliefs at the core of all of this. So a lot of the work, and if you've done mindset work before, there's a lot of, journaling and digging up old beliefs and seeing where things go. And that's absolutely true, and a worthwhile exercise, and definitely to do the deeper work. But I have found that there is one particular belief, particularly for entrepreneurs, I would say, that is, you need to have it. You need to have this in a good high frequency in order for you to be successful, in order for you to call in the clients, in order for you to show up on social media with a message that matters to you and do it with the energy of, I deserve this, in order to show up and make connections with people and believe that they're going to go someplace without engineering them and making them icky and gross relationships. There's one belief you need to overcome. There's one belief, one trigger we need to deactivate, and we need to heal, and we need to shift it into a higher frequency and start building new beliefs and new structures around it in order for us to move forward. Or you find yourself always having a lead problem, always having an audience problem, always having a messaging problem, shifting from one offer to the next, one idea to the next, never committing to anything because this brick in the wall is too strong. It holds up the whole wall. So what happens is you do mindset work, you do other clearing work, and you're chipping away at all the bricks, but you got to go one brick at a time that way. What I'm talking about is I found the one brick that you pull it out and the wall comes down. Now, it doesn't come necessarily going to come out quickly. You've got to work at that one brick. But if you know what that brick is, if you're able to look at the wall and say, that's the brick that's holding it all together, I pull that one out, I bet the whole wall or most of it comes down. It's powerful work. It has been transformative for so many of my clients. I have several that come to mind who have just really had tremendous breakthroughs where we see it in productivity. Something that was once hard is no longer hard. Money that they didn't expect to coming in. Suddenly things get easier. Making money gets easier. Making sales gets easier. Why? Because you're able to believe that the universe truly has your back when this one comes out. This belief is so sinister because it affects everything in your life. It affects every relationship, and it affects the relationship you have with yourself and your ability to believe, more importantly, the relationship you have with the universe, with God, with the beings of light in the non-physical world who support you. This belief gets in the way of all of it. And I am teaching a masterclass on this one topic. It is not your average masterclass. This is a working workshop, I should call it. It's a workshop where we are not only going to, it's a 3-day masterclass. We are going to be walking you through what this belief is, how it works, how we clear it from your nervous system. We're actually on day 2, we're going to clear it. I'm going to walk you through the entire process, which I don't do in masterclasses normally. I've only done it once, and that masterclass was amazing. The feedback from that was truly staggering. This one is going to be even more powerful. It is, quite frankly, this work is stuff that this is like the high level work I do with my private clients that has been truly transformative for them, like thousands of dollars earned, and certainly just feeling like you're on an open road after being in gridlock traffic for years. it's amazing. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to actually implement it on day 2. We're going to do a full session where I'm going to be tapping with you. I'm going to be working with you on how you can actually break this up and get it out of your body. And that technique that I teach you, you're going to be able to take it away. You'll be able to, you'll own the masterclass. You'll be able to go back to it over and over and over again, rewatch it, reuse it. This is a great entry into the deeper work that I do. And I'm giving it to you with the belief that holds many, if not all of the cards. And then day 3, we're going to have a Q&A. We're going to have a little session, some implementation in there as well. We'll do a little bit more of it just to make sure we get it all out, and you'll have an ability to ask me questions. So that masterclass is called Trust. It's called Trust because that is ultimately what you need in order to take the big moves and to make big, bold steps in your life. You can go to NicoleLano.me/trust, NicoleLano.me/trust. I can never say that word, to register for the masterclass. This is a paid masterclass. I will say that. Why? Because this is just too much. This could be an entire program on its own, but I'm doing it accelerated in a 3-day format. It is a masterpiece. There's no way I could give this level of value for free. And truthfully, I want people to show up. I want people to show up ready to work. I want people showing up I want them to treat this like something they invested in, because this has the capability to change your life. So I hope you join us. I hope you hop on over to that page, register for the masterclass, and join us for this transformative work. If you have trouble with being consistent, if you have trouble manifesting, if you have trouble believing in anything more than your own effort, if you have trouble believing that people will show up for you, that people will like your posts, comment, if you find yourself hesitating to do things because you're wondering if the outcome will be there, you lack trust. And trust is a muscle that currently is atrophied in you. It's blocked from you. You can't access it. And that is what I'm going to help you do in this masterclass. That is what I'm going to help you do in this workshop. We're going to unblock it for you. We're going to clear it for you. We're going to deactivate the triggers in you so you can be free and you can trust. Because when you can trust, you can make big moves, because you stop wondering how it's going to all work out. You stop wondering if you have the energy to see it through. You stop wondering if it's going to be perfect or needing to make it perfect. Why? Because you trust that there's something out there supporting you. And that is necessary if you want exponential growth for your life, for your business. So I hope you join us. And I'll leave you with what I always leave you with. Because remember, you are only limited by the limitations that you accept. When you stop accepting those limitations, that is when you become limitless. So go out there, be limitless, everyone. And I will see you hopefully in the masterclass, but I'll definitely see you next time. Have a great rest of your day. If you loved this episode, please leave us a review on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to this podcast. And if you want to stay in touch with us, we would love to have you as a part of our Facebook community, Practical Manifestors. It's a community for process-driven women looking for clear and actionable steps to embodying a life of wealth and alignment. Join us at Practical Manifestors in Facebook, or go to www.innerceogroup.com.